was the fact that if I was in any of those movies, I would not survive. What is a 6-year-old gonna do against this? But now, as a full-fledged, grown 21-year-old, I actually believe I have a pretty good shot against most of these horror movies. And yeah, I said most of them. I'll be going over a few of the horror movies that I can survive easily, giving you my strategy and my thought process in the process, and some of the ones that I can't. This movie's main villain is Freddy Krueger, and honestly, I wasn't that scared of Freddy growing up. Even though his powers are crazy, he just made me not want to eat pizza while watching his movies. His whole thing is killing people in their dreams, so you can imagine how difficult that would be to survive. Leading the victims in his movie to do crazy things to avoid dying to. Pictures of coffee, caffeine pills, and all of it, of course, eventually fails. Most of the time, they end up developing this buddy system where they have to watch each other sleep, and honestly, that's the dumbest thing they can do. What if the other one falls asleep? You're done. Draw 2 for your mistake, buddy. They had it all wrong. I have 2 solutions for Freddy. First, the more difficult of the 2 is move out of Ohio, which when I say it out loud, is not that hard because who wants to live in Ohio? And 2, the easier one in my opinion, which they should have been doing since the very first movie, I just simply won't sleep. I mean, the only way he could get me is if I'm dreaming. And if I just don't sleep, then he can never get me. It's simple. I don't sleep regardless, so if my life's on the line, I'ma definitely not sleep. Even if I somehow fall asleep, my dreams be weird as hell anyway, so he won't even know what the hell is going on. And worst case scenario, if Freddy's giving me the works in the dream world, I'll just pull him out of my dream and have someone with a shotgun there waiting for him. And if a shotgun don't work, then a shotgun with holy water.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and ad-free videos on the YouTube Kids app. So
we not beating that. Now this one is the one that you guys are gonna underestimate. He's this hideous little leprechaun who has magical powers, and he'll come after you if you touch his gold. He has the ability to teleport, grant wishes, regenerate, and impersonate people's voices. And also, guns don't work on him. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. His weaknesses vary from movie to movie. Sometimes it's a 4-leaf clover, sometimes it's a piece of metal, and sometimes it's a medallion. And you're probably thinking, just avoid the gold. Don't be silly. But I'm still surviving though, so here's the plan. I will take the gold back home after stumbling upon it in the woods, then place it into the basement that I did not have, and put it in a safe. The leprechaun will obviously come by asking, where did he go? And I'll kick it into the safe and lock him in the safe. Now you're probably like, he's gonna break out. He has powers. Let me get to that, okay? That's not true, because before I went home, I picked up a 4-leaf clover that I found in the woods, and I put it on top of the safe. Now I have a leprechaun in my possession, and I can get him to grant any wish I want. I bet y'all forgot about that. He can grant wishes. It's literally that easy. Now I survived. You cannot tell me that's my W strategy. Go ahead, I got my ear to the mic, say it. The only thing is you gotta own that basement for the rest of my life. I gotta use that for the smoke. You know the villain of this movie, Michael Myers. See, at first, I wasn't even gonna put him as a villain of the movie. Especially after what happened to Halloween Kills. He got fucked out of the whole town. Which one is this guy? That's what I really like. Michael Myers is a fraud. He's just an extreme, and I mean extreme mortal. He gets whooped by a random kid from the suburbs. Isn't this Michael Myers the same dude who took out a whole team of firefighters by himself? I'm not gonna act like the kid Corey killed him. So yeah, as long as it's not the Halloween Kills Michael Myers or the 2007 Michael Myers, that dude. Ruthless. I think I have a pretty good shot against Michael. Honestly, just set up a venue, bring Lori, bring the whole town of Haddonfield, and they can all just watch me beat up the boogeyman. Now, I could be a little smarty pants and say the original Friday the 13th is just Jason's mom, so I could just pull out a shotgun. But obviously, y'all want to hear about our boy, Jason Voorhees. And Jason is this 6'5" man who's super durable. He has insane hunting skills, can crush someone's head with his bare hands, and unlike Michael, he runs. Like, yeah, he'll walk towards you to scare you for a while, but if he really just wants to kill you, he's gonna chase after you. And really, he doesn't have to chase, because Jason can go. So what are we supposed to do? Well, the Friday the 13th video. And I consider that game pretty accurate to the movie. I know all of these. How was that game I'll just come back as Tommy Jarvis, and after that, it's easy win. Even if all that failed, I'll just escape like I do all the time in the game. The easiest method, just drive out. Just hop in, start the car, I can't drive. Yeah, I'll just shoot him wrong. The new Finance at Freddy group. Now this one's a little tricky. First of all, it's not evil with controlling animatronics. Second of all, the setting, terrifying. A pizza place, let alone a Chuck E. Cheese style pizza place? Yeah, they definitely got the edge in that regard. And on top of all of that, it's 4 killers, not just one. So your awareness has to be on 1,000. Even though it hasn't come out yet, I'm gonna assume it's just like the game. And just like I said before, I've watched plenty of Finance at Freddy gameplay. I've watched all the game theory videos. All I'm missing is meeting the creator himself, Scott Coffin, and that can be arranged. Just hit me up. I know the animatronics are better than they know themselves, honestly. Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, they're not doing nothing to me. I'm keeping it going. And Foxy, what is Foxy gonna do?
Where's Foxy? Oh, there he is.
No.
Okay, you're watching YouTube, but did you know there's a YouTube music app? Yes. Get YouTube Music Premium.
Now I'm going to be very honest. I know it's the thumbnail, but I am not surviving a single Saw movie. I'm sorry. Literally every trap is almost impossible to survive. And what annoys me the most is that the creator of the games, he really thinks he's being fair. He thinks he's helping people appreciate life. That's that pain ideology. No, bro, you're just a murderer. Only a handful of people survive your movies out of like 100 people, and I would know. I watch kill count. I look at how unfair some of these traps are. The chain trap from Saw 3, bro, how is he gonna rip that out his lip? His jaw would come out. The carousel trap from Saw 6, they literally did not have a choice in the matter. It was up to one person to determine if they lived or not. Even the first trap that we saw in Saw 1, which was the bathroom trap, was unfair. If Jigsaw's whole ideology is everyone deserves a chance, then how come in the bathroom trap only one of them could survive? This man's a phony. I wouldn't be able to survive. I'm sorry. What would I even do? The only trap I can really see myself surviving is you look behind me, there's a chair. I'll use that chair to break the glass and take it. See, I never watched this well. So I'm pretty sure I got it. But here's the plan. I would have probably. I know, easy. Okay, I'll be realistic. If I was trapped in an office building with 80-something people and we were forced to do a battle royale, would I survive? Probably not. I don't think I could stab someone with a pair of scissors. I'm sorry. But I read up online. Apparently, the building had an armory for some reason. If there's an armory, then there's guns. And where there's guns, there's room for an American. This movie took place in Colombia, so they don't know anything about shooting guns. We know from the United States. I know everything about guns. I sleep with a shotgun under my pillow, a Glock in my sock, and an AK in my PJs. So when it comes to shooting people, yeah, I got it. I'm surviving. Easy. What I saw, there were so many horror movies that I can't survive. I mean, realistically, I'm unbeatable, except if you're talking any paranormal. I'm not surviving any of the Conjuring, Cities, none of that stuff. Keep them demons. And moral of the story. You know, horror movies are one of the most loved and hated forms of entertainment. I mean, it makes sense. They're scary. They even scare me sometimes. But something we've all done while watching a horror movie, whether you love them or hate them, is think to ourselves, I think I can survive this. Matter of fact, I know I can survive this. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be spending the vlog on more horror movies I can for surely survive. And as usual, I'll be giving you guys my strategy, my game plan, my thought process. Now, obviously, some of the ones that I can't. First one up on the hit list is Ghostface from Scream. This dude is a pretty standard horror villain on the surface. A masked man with a knife, no superhuman abilities, and can be taken out the same way any other regular human can be taken out. A gun. Should be an easy one to deal with. But whoa, slow your roll. What makes Ghostface such a special and popular killer is one, the whole "what's your favorite scary film?" thing, and two, he doesn't work. Ghostface is two, sometimes even three people working. That's the whole Ghostface sometimes beloved, parents, dead? And my answer to that might surprise you. Minus. Like, yeah, it's a 2 or 3. But any of these movies, you know, against these guys, that's more than win them. Like I said a second ago, they're gun level. And it doesn't help that they don't often make the smart decisions. They always start off intimidating. A killer you could actually be afraid of. But as we get closer and closer to the identity reveal, it's like they're losing brain cells. They let certain people live, they start becoming clumsier. This is exactly why I told you to stay off that galaxy, guys. And the dumbest thing they do is that since it's a personal beef, they always do this huge dramatic. It was that these people don't get blessings to him like I ain't sweating. Unless they pull a JJK and jump me, I'm with it. Petty. Killer demon. Now a lot of y'all probably know this guy. Y'all know, unlike Ghostface, Pennywise has powers. He has the ability to create illusions, shapeshift, regenerate, and much, much more. He pretty much got the reality. And all this stuff on paper makes Pennywise an extremely formidable and difficult to beat opponent. Like after watching him lose at the end of part 1 and seeing him come back at the start of part 2, you would think this dude was unbeatable. But we were wrong. We were all wrong. Because all these reality warping powers Pennywise has all rely on one thing. Fear. That's right. You gotta be scared of this dude for him to really do anything to you. So if you're not afraid of him, this dude is practically useless. I was never one to be afraid of clowns. Like, no joke, I've played Roblox games that scared me more. I just always thought they were too silly looking to be scared of. And that's not scary. Trust me, I got some strange things that scare me too. I'm just saying. Use a bit. Most I ever got to being scared of them was those 2016 clowns I never had. And even then, why I'm gonna be scared of a clown staring at me from a distance? What he gonna do? Throw a freaking pie at me? So if you put me against a clown that relies on me being scared of him, that's easy pickings. I mean, bro, you can practically bully this dude to death. A few mean words and he's out for the count. I grew up playing Prime COD, Prime 2K, and Prime GTA. So if it means survival, just know, my slur bag run deep. Before anyone says it, no, he does not use candy to kill people. I know, it would have been cool, I know. Candyman is this vengeful spirit with a hook for a hand that you can summon after saying his name 5 times in the mirror. He's sort of like Buddy Nick. Instead of his name being Mirror, he's just like, none of you people scared of him. Now what makes Candyman so scary is a combination. First of all, the hook for the hand. On top of that, he can tell it. Control beats, control mind, has an insanely deep voice, and scariest of all, he dwells in the projects. Now, I don't know if everyone watching this has a full understanding of how bad projects can be. But I do. In my city, there's plenty. And I'm not from the project. I live by a project, but I ain't from it. But what I can tell you from years of living near studying these things is that the projects are absolutely horrible. Am I lying though? Am I lying? Like, it may sound like I'm being rude, but even people from the projects don't want to be from the projects. This is common knowledge. The conditions of those things are damn near inhospitable. Y'all like that word? Y'all like that word? And the projects in this movie are worse than the ones that I've been in. They only add to the horror. These projects look like they got people taking dumps in the stairwell, crackheads trying to make $1 in the elevator. The ones I've been in only got piss in the stairwells and a few crackheads. There's levels. So when you add this environment to an already insane array of abilities, especially the controlling these things, this one seems rather difficult. But I assure you, this one is. I'ma just do what I did when I was a kid and people told me to say his name. Nothing. I ain't saying the dude's name 5 times in a mirror. I might do 4 just to pump it, but why would I ever do 5? That's ridiculous. Who in their right mind hear this urban legend about something comes after you and thinks, well, I should probably do that. You gotta be off your rocker. I'm not saying the name. And I would love to do a scenario where I did summon him, but I just don't see myself surviving in that case. Because it's not like you have to be from the projects for him to come after you. You could be in Cancun, but if you say this dude's name in the mirror 5 times, he's teleporting straight to you. You just got him a free vacation. I'm not messing with this dude. I'm sorry. He's just too dangerous. There was literally a scene in the movie where this little kid went to go use the bathroom, and this dude, I don't even want to say, this dude, Candyman, Hibachi, this little kid's Johnson. What was the reason? I'm good. Candyman is easy if I don't summon him. If I do summon him, I'm cooked. Like, really, the only advantage you got against this dude is being a snowball. And I don't know if I can do that right now.
In the design studio by Mathis Home, when our vendors offer us special discounts, we make sure to pass those savings on to you. Right now, get the lowest prices of the year on top designer brands like Bernhardt, Pro, and Universal. You'll also get to enjoy complimentary delivery and design services. Design studio by Mathis Home.
In this one, we follow a crew of scientists aboard a spaceship while they're going to an unfamiliar planet are infiltrated by an alien. And this ain't your usual alien. Isn't it your gardener, or barber, or DoorDash driver? It's not Marvel or Roger from American Dad. No, these things are demonic, scary, and contribute nothing to the economy. The Xenomorph. Standing at 7 to 8 feet tall, bloodthirsty, insanely intelligent, extremely durable, and it got a mouth in its mouth. This thing is the real deal. Now I'm stuck on a spaceship. No place to run, barely any places to hide, and again, in the middle of space. Looks like I'm in a bit of a pickle now, doesn't it? But I just watched Alien Romulus, and I learned a lot about our alien buddy. So while it may look like I'm in a tough situation, don't worry, Joe. I got this. So from what we know about these xenomorphs is that they're nearly impossible to hurt. Things like regular guns and tools don't work on them at all. Something like a flamethrower could work for a little, but not enough to actually put the dude down. And while things like high caliber guns and explosives do work, I forgot to mention the xenomorphs are like Magic Johnson in certain aspects. And it ain't the height, I'll tell you that. They have highly acidic blood, so if you pierce their skin in any way, their blood is gonna start leaking everywhere and melting everything. So just like magic, we should probably avoid making this thing spill blood. So what am I gonna do? I can't burn this thing, I can't shoot it because of the ship, I can't blow it up. What do I have planned? Foolish. It's obvious. The only way to defeat this thing is to go back to its roots. You see, while they are aliens, xenomorphs are still similar to us in one way. They have a weak baby form. Granted, it's a very messed up and dangerous looking baby, but it's still a weaker form. They start off as face huggers. These little crab spider things that hug your face, and in order to evolve into the big dangerous version of themselves that I'm currently stuck on the ship with, these face huggers must impregnate one of my crewmates. And right here, during this weird process, is where I start. If you know me, you know I'm not one to game. I cut my heart. So the second I see one of my I don't know. That looks like a loss I'm gonna have to cut. I'm sorry, it's the truth. That's the only way to win in this scenario and make sure no other lives are lost. I'm gonna look at my other crewmates and pull a I don't think it's gonna make it, guys. We gonna have to put him down. And proceed to eject him and that ugly baby out the airlock. And what you gonna do about it? We know who it is. One of the most popular villains in horror. You see his face at every Hot Topic and Spencer's. The killer doll, Charlie, Chucky. If you've been watching me for a while, you might already know I don't rock with dolls. And it all started with him. This dude had a chokehold off my entire childhood. Like, I cannot stress this enough to you guys. This dude was my biggest fear. Anytime I would see this dude, he would have to sound like Turner Child's dog. It was bad. Like back then, my top thing was Chucky, Heights, and Presentation. That was it. And it was like this for years. One thing I wrote. And they all ate. I've literally been taller than him since I was like 3. Yet he had this insane grasp on my mind for so long. Had me waking up from Tsukuyomi to Thunder to answer the question. Of course I'm whooping him. He's not Annabelle or Bronze or any other demon-possessed doll. He's literally just a ginger killer baby who cracks jokes every now and then and knows movement. Literally a kick, a punch, a slap, anything will work against this dude. Maybe I was 7 years old and didn't do it when I was a huge that big drug for me to the leg. But now, if I can't beat this little dude, tell my mama to the show. I'm serious. Honestly, I'm so convinced I'm winning this. They can bring the whole army of Chuckies from the show, add Tiffany, and matter of fact, throw one of them cracks. A whole year later, and these horror villains are still not hanging with me. Comment down below any of the ones you guys think I was wrong or right about. Also, my next video will most likely be on fear, so comment down below your biggest fear.
Your favorite movies and TV are on YouTube. Enjoy the latest releases. Get MGM Plus, Max, Paramount Plus, and more. Find your favorite movies and
You know, horror games are easily the coolest and most immersive way to experience the horror genre. Every step you take, every decision you make is determined by no other than you. But what if we were in these games? Would we survive? Well, that's exactly what we'll be doing today. Today, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'll be going over even more horror games I could easily survive. And as usual, say it with me now, I'll be giving you guys my strategy, my game, my thought process, and obviously, some of the ones that I can. I'm starting with a bit of a tricky one, Outlast. We play as this journalist investigating an abandoned asylum after hearing word of some inhumane experiments happening there. Why would you go there? And upon arriving there, it was worse than we could have imagined. These experiments caused these patients to become variants, pretty much these mutated, violent, monster things. And after realizing how dangerous this probably is, you try to find a way out the asylum. Boom. That's the setup we're dealing with. Now this one is a very difficult one to start off. I was 11 when this game came out, and all I remember is I refused to play it because it was so scary. I knew it was bad when I couldn't even watch the Rad Brad play it. Not only are we trapped in a loony bin that's dark, has small corridors, and probably smells crazy, but we also have to deal with the variants. And while most of them are just crazy humans with no pain tolerance, there is one we really gotta look out for. Chris Walker, a mutated 6'9", 300-pound plus monster. To put it in perspective, that means we're dealing with someone the same height as LeBron James and around, I don't know, half the weight of Rod Wave. This is a scary, formidable opponent. Might I add, he has experience. This dude isn't like Springtrap just murking children for no reason. This dude murks grown men for no reason. He has bodies. And me, I'm just an investigative journalist with nothing but passion, a Canon camera, a pair of AA batteries. What am I gonna do? And I sat on this one for a long time. I'm probably getting cooked, I won't lie. This one just ain't even fair, bruh. In the wise words of Kendrick, it ain't 20v1, it's a 1v20. It's just me by myself versus all these variants in this dirty, rundown asylum. Remove Chris Walker from the situation and I maybe might die 30 minutes in. If I step in there, I'm literally finished. Like, yeah, I know I'm the fastest to ever do it. Ka-chow. But a crammed space like this is not good for me. If it was me that got the anonymous tip about the experiments they were doing here, I wouldn't have even showed up. For those of you who don't know this one, Fears to Fathom is a psychological horror game series where us, the main character, play through super duper scary and realistic scenarios. Isolation, home invasion, some stalking, on occasion. Chill, don't hype me out, And while it sounds like it's whatevs on paper, the atmosphere of these games will change your mind fast. And not only is the atmosphere scary, but even the NPCs are scary. Like these dudes are chopped. And to make things even scarier, every episode of this game is based on a real life event. Like y'all know how the movies be having based on a true story in the beginning or end? Yeah, that's this game, based on a true story. Every single one of them. There's a lot of episodes to pick from in this one, so I'm gonna just go with the one that's scariest to me. Fears to Fathom, episode 3, Carson House. In this one we play as this 18-year-old named Noah back in 2009. Golly, 2009? Some of y'all didn't even exist. We were tasked to look after someone's crib for a weekend for a whopping $100. You know, doing some grocery shopping, fixing the computer, taking a piss, feeding the dog, still taking a piss. Dang, bro. But as the night goes on, weirder and weirder stuff starts happening. Random knocks on the door, strange text messages, random noises in the house, and that's when it's revealed that someone has broken into the house. We got an intruder on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is something everyone who has ever been home alone has feared. Random person breaking into your crib at a random given time, scariest being nighttime, and you being forced to 1v1 them. It's a scary thought, but it ain't nothing I can handle. To truly come up with a proper plan to beat this one, I gotta understand two things. One, who is the intruder? And two, what do they want? Throughout the course of the game, we get little hints of who it may be via text messages, flowers at our door, and other stuff. But once we get into the end game, that's when it's revealed that the home intruder is actually our psycho ex-girlfriend, Kara. I know, shocking. And what does she want, you may ask? Well, of course, to get back with your boy. I don't blame her, not a surprise. But now that we know all the background, here's the plan. Since I'm more familiar with the Carson crib than she is, I say we use this to our advantage and do a little bit of camping, if you will. Imagine this, you walk into the crib. roaming the bottom floor looking. I'm watching her on the camera as she finishes searching the bottom. She makes her way upstairs and approaches the room on I know you're in there. Open up, Noah, before I take care of. I think we should get back together. Really? Yeah, really. Here, I'll lock the door. Come inside. Let's talk about it. All right. I just can't believe you really changed your mind that... That's an easy win. Only thing we really gotta look out for with her is her durability. Because turns out the reason we broke up with Kara is because Kara be on that map. So I don't really know if one swing of the bat will do the trick. We might have to do 4 or 5 or maybe even 12 depending on her durability. We all know the franchise, Resident Evil, recognizable because of its elite game. The Resident Evil games have always been known. Like, I remember trying to play Resident Evil 4 on my PS2 when I was but a wee little lad. And emphasis on trying, because I could not get through that game at all. Yeah, there's been some scary Resident Evil games over the years, but Resident Evil 7, this one is hands down the scariest. I said put your hand down. And this one we play as this guy named Ethan who ventures onto a plantation in the state of Louisiana after we received a message from our wife who had been missing for 3 years. And after entering a house on the plantation, we find our wife, but she tells us that message was not from her. And after realizing our wife is now some sort of infected zombie thing and a failed escape, we come face to face with the big. A regular Louisiana family turned murderous and cannibalistic after being infected. And the infection didn't just turn them violent, it also turned them into mutants, giving them super strength, the ability to regenerate, extra intelligence, and some, their very own transformation. Is that a sack? And after seeing how truly insane they are, we have to run, fight, and find a way off the plantation. Look, I'm gonna start with this. Plantation in Louisiana in the same sentence would have been enough for me to not go over. Combo that with the Baker family trying to eat me or make me part of their family or whatever, and I'm definitely good off. And some of you guys might be like, but Derek, you gotta save your wife. What about your wife? What about her? Come on, buddy. It's been 3 years, bro. It's time for me to move on and get on one of them dating sites. Is Tinder still up there? Honestly, even if it was a month of her being gone instead of 3 years, I wouldn't go. She told me herself, do not come get her. And as the respectful husband that I am, if the missus tells me to not go get her, I ain't going. Because if I did, that's called stepping over her boundaries. But let's take notes, But let's say I did go to the plantation. What would happen then? Well, I would immediately die. Because the second we do find our wife, she turns on us because she's infected or whatever and chops off our hand. This is ridiculous. Really? 3 years of marriage and I come save you and this is how you repay me? I took you to Cheesecake Factory. I know we get our hands stitched back on, but the mental damage is already done. Plus, I don't know how much of that green juice is really going to help with the broken ribs she gave me earlier. Resident Evil 7, I'm not surviving sadly. Farthest I get is that fight with that sack. After that, I'm Now this one may look all innocent and sweet, but hear me out. Amanda the Adventurer is about to old children who will always be building Amanda is her sidekick. So think Dora, but instead of being Mexican, she's black, and instead of Bruce being a monkey, he's a lady. We find these VHS tapes of the show and watch a few episodes. Everything seems normal, but as we continue watching, they start to get stranger and stranger until Amanda is straight up talking about death and threatening to turn Wooly into lamb chops. And if we upset Amanda, that violence will be turned against us too. So we're dealing with some cursed tapes, ladies and gentlemen. It's sort of like The Ring. And just like The Ring, I know the perfect solution. Maybe stop watching the tapes when stuff gets weird. Really though, how many times do you guys see Amanda intimidate Wooly with her evil stares or have her genuinely tweaking out when you get an answer wrong before you decide, I couldn't even watch Danger Dorman for too long before. I know from experience that creepy video stuff ain't my jam. But let's just say for funsies, I've watched it. We all know I'm not solving the mystery, so the tall, lanky monster version of Amanda. What's that? Judging by the physique of this thing, it doesn't look like it will be that tough to combat. Yeah, it is rocking the British veneers and some gnarly acrylics, but that pelvic bone is giving off a lot of malnourished energy. I don't know what it is. I got it weighing at most $1.8. And yeah, I know it's fast and all, but with them flimsy joints, all I gotta do is hit them with a little right to the knee and bada boom, bada bing. That's for me.
If it's gorgeous you want, stunning. For the Brit, because it's the pros who are out there, pulling together dozens of projects a year, thousands in a lifetime. They're not cookie cutter and never the same. Pros know what looks amazing, and they know where fun is always in stock. Floor and decor.
Like I said for the last one, just hear me out. In Silent Hill 2, we followed this blonde dude named James who, after receiving a letter from his deceased wife, damn, we got a lot of texts in this video. He goes to Silent Hill. Blah, 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 blah. I know what y'all are here for. Y'all want to know how to defeat the big bad pyramid. Dude with a massive pyramid on his head, holding a big sword. Like, when I saw the whole situation, in my opinion, it's not that bad. The sound of that siren and the image of pyramid head were burned. Now, after looking back and after playing the original Silent Hill 2, this dude is not on anything. He's like those muscle heads who don't know how to fight. Just all appearance, no skills. Like, look at this gameplay. Come on, bro, you gotta keep it a buck. It's just scary to you. He can have all the menacing energy in the world, but the second he swings, he loses all of it. I could easily run away or even walk away with a dude swinging like this, but let's say it is the movie version of it, or the remake version. I haven't played it yet, but I assume he has better hands than this one. What are my chances there? Well, 100%. Because the thing about Pyramid Head is, he's not even real. He's a figment of James's imagination after feeling all that guilt for killing his wife. And if I'm in control of James's body in this situation, I don't have a shred of guilt. It wasn't my wife that got killed. I won't be manifested or whatever. Any of these monsters, this creepy environment. Come on now. Come on now. Creepy atmospheres, scary looking killers, jump scares, but in a sea of these scary or even terrifying horror movies, sometimes there's some good horror movies so low budget or so ridiculous or sometimes so trash you can't help but laugh at them. So today, after nearly 3 years, God, I'm revisiting this topic and we're going to be going over some more goofy horror movies. Some of these are more established, some of these are very popular, and some of these are the most ridiculous movie you'll ever see. And what better way to start than with a popular one? The Purge. We all know this one. Every year in America, all crimes become legal. Rich and poor protected, poor people die, economy and crime